Candlestick, red and green, biggest trader ever seen. In the zone, no time to rest. Go gangster, simply the best. Tick tock, the time goes by. Golden gains reaching sky. Every trade winning more. Go gangster, hear them roar. Market open, bells ring loud. Go gangster draws a crowd. Live stream booms, money rolls. Aiming for those trading goals. Oh God, 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 oh God. Candlestick, red and green, biggest trader ever seen. In the zone, no time to rest. Go gangster, simply the best. Tick tock, the time goes by. Golden gains reaching sky. Every trade winning more. Go gangster, hear them roar. Market open, bells ring loud. Go gangster draws a crowd. Live stream booms, money rolls. Aiming for those trading goals. Tradeify Slade on the screen, money flowing like a dream. Charts go up, charts go down. Go gangster rules this town. NASDAQ flashes in his eyes. Trading fast, catching.
Ooh, good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody? How's it going? What up, Samuel? Hang on, give me just a second. I'll be right back.
Tradeify Slade on the screen.
All right, we back. What's up? How's everybody doing this morning? How's everybody doing? Let's see here. See what we got going on. I'm leaning more to the downside here, man. I'm leaning more toward the downside. We got these lows right here, this low right here, and this low down here. To the upside, we got a few highs up here. All right, but I'm leaning toward the downside today. All right, so let's take a look, see if we can get an entry down here. On the 1 hour time frame, you see we came up, we tapped into this bearish fair value gap right here, and then we started rejecting and coming down. So I wonder if we're going to keep on coming down and break these lows right here. Rejecting this bearish fair value gap, can we come down and break the lows now on this 1 hour time frame? Let's see. All right. But we might need to pull it back here to this. We've got a 30-minute fair value gap right here. If we can come up to this 30-minute gap, I might be more interested in finding an entry up here. So we got a 30-minute bearish fair value gap right here. So maybe we can pull it back up. That is kind of far though. It's kind of far away. Or we got these kind of lows right here. Also a bullish gap down there. We'll see what's going to happen. Thinking it's going to want to come down. Try to find an entry to the downside. These lows down here. Yeah, it's about to dump it. This is a pretty good pattern right here. You can see we're already getting this inversion set up right here. And it looks like it's getting ready to drop it. Already came down a few times. Yo, appreciate the follow, Alex. Nah, I'm not. I don't trade with Alpha right now. I got an affiliate code with them though. But man, I don't know. There's too many prop firms. Too many prop firms, man. I never traded with them. Yeah, are they worth it? I'm trading with Hypertix right now. Yo, what up, Devin? He says, bro, do you trade Asia or London? I used to trade London, but now I trade New York. What's your strat? Fair value gaps and liquidity. Yeah, it was looking pretty bearish to me. We'll see if it can pop. It's kind of far away, but dude, if it would pop up here, 40 points before taking out this 877 level, man, that'd be money. I bet that kind of lines up with a fib retracement. Also, yep, man, if it could pop up in there. And that 30-minute bearish fair value gap, that'd be a good entry. I don't know if it's going to, though. I'm going to see if it can pop up here. See if it can pop up here in this bearish fair value gap. Got a 1 hour bullish down there. A few 1 hour bullish fair value gaps right in here. Inversing these. Latham is in long from 5,009. It could be good, man. Could be good for a little, kind of pullback. I'm leaning bearish, but I want to see it. I want to see it kind of pop up and then come back down. We'll see if that happens, though. But yeah, if you're scalping it, could be a good long. I'm waiting to see, though. I mean, we pretty much got at least this 877.50 level, man. We got pretty much equal lows right here that should get taken out at some point today. So if it can pop back up and then give me, an inversion back down here to these 877s, that'd be phenomenal. Anytime we got like equal lows, like these are pretty much equal. They're slightly off, but relative equal lows like this, you'll notice if you go back on your charts, most of the time it'll come back and take those out. All right. So, yo, what up, Kenny? What's going on, dude? So if it can pop up here, might get a trade down here to 877.50s. Let's see. Let's see. How's everybody doing, though? How was everybody's weekend, man? I had a good weekend. Yeah, Devin, it's kind of a tough on the 4 hour. I'm leaning more bearish. I'm leaning more bearish. You see, we got this 4 hour inversion right here. 4 hour inversion right there. And it dropped down. It did take out this low, but I still think we're going to be bearish. And we are also right now sitting inside of this bearish fair value gap on the 4 hour time frame. So yeah, I'm leaning more bearish. I'd like to see us pop up into this 30-minute fair value gap. I don't know if it'll happen, but if it can pop up here, it might be a good short entry up in this area over here around 940 to 960 area, somewhere in the middle of there. But I don't know if it'll happen. It could just fall off. It don't have to pop up here. It's kind of far. It could just pop down and take out these 877.50s. But on the lower time frames, I really like it because they're pretty much kind of equal lows down here. Kind of relative equal lows. If you look over here, I mean, anytime you see something like this where it makes a low and then it comes back down and it kind of bounces from the same spot, it'll eventually come back and take these out. So that's what I'm going to be looking for later on. I'm going to be looking for a short entry to come take out these 877.50 level over here. Might be getting it right now. It's just kind of slow. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. See if we can pop up here. Something like this right here. But yeah, man. Yeah. That's going to be it. We're going to wait. We're going to wait right here and see if we can get this set up. Said I'm going to start streaming New York session. I'm getting the Discord set up this week. I'm going to try to get it all set up this week, and I'm going to be trading the New York session probably starting next week. But yeah. Man, dude, weekend was good. Church was really good. I shared the link in the Discord if anybody watched it. It was a good service, man. Really good church service yesterday. I like that was like the other preacher. That's not the main preacher, but he was I like that guy. He's real positive. Very positive. Man, I'm reading a book too. Can you believe it? I'm reading a book. It's called what's it called? Gradually then Suddenly or something like that. Called Gradually then Suddenly. I feel like it could help you in trading too. Like just it talks about just taking the small wins daily. Gradually then Suddenly is this book I'm reading, and it's talking about just taking the small wins daily, and before you know it, you're at your goal. And dude, it's good. Talks about some biblical stuff in there also. Yeah. All right, let's see, man. If you don't know what I'm waiting on this 30-minute bearish fair value gap. And while I'm waiting, let's talk about what a fair value gap is if you don't know. So a fair value gap, you can see it's popping up now, but let's see. A fair value gap is when two wicks don't touch. It's three candles. So you got this candle here, and this candle here. We see how the wick of this first candle doesn't touch the wick of this third candle. That area in the middle, that's your fair value gap. And since this candle in the middle is bearish, it's going to be a bearish fair value gap, and that means it should act as a resistance. So if we come up here and we tap into this bearish fair value gap, we should tap it and pull back down, resist back down. It should act as a resistance. It should act as like a ceiling. It should hop up in here, tap it, and boom, come back down. All right. So that's what I'm waiting on here. And I like it when they're one singular fair value gap. You see, I switch up time frames. This 30-minute time frame has one singular fair value gap. It's not multiple like over here. Over here, there's multiple fair value gaps. So you see you got one right here and one right here. I like it when it's one singular fair value gap. I feel like it's more clear, more people are going to see it, and it's going to work better. So this 30-minute bearish fair value gap over here looks pretty good. So if we can come up here and tap into this 30-minute bearish fair value gap, I'll be looking for a short entry back to the downside. Now, I'll still have to have confirmation on the lower time frame, but this just kind of plans out my trade. So I'm planning out right now, planning out what I want to see. And then when we start tapping up into here, I'll drop down to the lower time frames and look for that entry to bring it down here to my bias. I'm short biased until this 877.50 level, just because if we switch over here to the 1 minute time frame, you can see we got these pretty much equal lows over here. So we got a low right here and a low right here, and they're pretty much, they line up pretty closely. And anytime you see two lows line up or multiple lows line up like this, and they're almost equal, a lot of the times price will want to come back and take that level out. Because anybody who got in long here or anywhere in this area right here, anybody that got in long, they probably put their stop loss below these lows. So there's a lot of orders resting below here. So price is probably going to want to come back down and take out this level. So that's what I'm waiting on. Let's go, boy, man. Appreciate that. How do I feel about crypto? Man, I'm getting some XRP right now. I'm getting some XRP. What about the gap above? I'm watching this 30-minute bearish. So that's my main look at right now. You can see it's the only gap in this move down. So we got to move down. I like to keep it like kind of I like to kind of watch the closest structure. So on this move down, we got to move down right here. There's only one bearish fair value gap on the 30-minute time frame, and it's right here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. But we got real close to tapping into it, but we didn't tap into it. So if it doesn't tap into there and it just comes take it out, oh well. Load up on Solana while you can. Big discount. Man, I was thinking about it because Solana, you can stake it, man. You can earn like 4.2% interest while it moves. But man, I'm already in the XRP. But yeah, Solana looks pretty good because of the staking feature. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. All right, let's see what it's going to do here. It's going to start dropping. Ripple technology will take over the world, man. I hope so. I'm invested in XRP. Bib has over 55 Solana and all staked. Let's go, bro. Earning that interest. See, I wish XRP had it. This is NASDAQ. NQ. NASDAQ Futures. Waiting on us to hit this 30-minute bearish fair value gap. Chris, I'm waiting on us to come up here. I want to see if we'll tap into this 30-minute bearish fair value gap and then possibly get a short from there. I really want to see us come take out this 877.50 level. So we'll see. Hopefully we come tap up into this bearish fair value gap first and not just come right down. I hope we come up here, tap into it. Yeah, appreciate it. I feel like, yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good here on the 30-minute. Now, it doesn't have to, like what I'm saying, it doesn't have to come tap into this 30-minute bearish fair value gap, but that would be your best entry, okay? That would be your most probable entry. If it can come up here, tap into this gap, and then start to drop. Like if you enter it now, if you enter a short right now, it could still come up here and tap into this bearish fair value gap. So that's why I'm very frugal. I'm very frugal, and I wait kind of on the best entries. I don't mind missing a trade, but I hate entering a trade, and then it does, you know, if I had a thought that it might come into this 30-minute fair value gap, I'd be pretty mad if I entered a short here, and then it came up into this bearish fair value gap, and then went down. That would make me mad. So I'd rather just wait on it to come tap into this, and if it goes down without tapping in it, you know what? Oh well, there'll be more entries later. So that's what I'm waiting on right now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, last Khalid, it could dump, you know. It could go down without tapping into there, but I'm just gonna, you know, just gonna wait. I mean, and it also could just come up and verse this gap, right? That's why I'm going to drop down to the lower time frame and see when we tap into this gap if we get an entry to come down. But I do want to see us take out this 877.50. Arthur said, what stock is this? NASDAQ Futures, NQ. My RC says, what's your bias? I'm looking for shorts until we take out this 877.50 level. Right now, that's the closest thing I see, cleanest thing I see. So for right now, I'm looking short until we take out this level down here. ICC method, I don't know what that is. I just trade fair value gaps and liquidity. Fair value gaps and liquidity. So let's see. Let's see if it's going to go tap up into there. Yeah, 30-minute. It's reliable. all time frames are reliable. They're fractal. So look for the cleanest. Time frames are fractal. So if you don't think the 30-minute time frame's reliable, then you shouldn't think the 5, 15, 1 hour, 4 hour, or even the daily's reliable. They're all fractal. They all do the same thing. No, this isn't ES. This is NQ. NQ. Yo, Maya, appreciate the rose there. Appreciate it. New week opening gap hasn't been filled. Yeah, I saw that. It's way up here. It's way up there. But what I'm hoping, Bib, is I'm hoping, you know, we might take that out later. But I mean, I don't see how it leaves these kind of lows right here. It could, but I'd rather see it take out these lows, maybe tap into this gap and then bounce up, or even come down here and just take out these lows. But we'll see. We will see what's going to happen. We'll see if it's going to come down or come up to this new week opening gap first. But right now, I'm waiting to see if it wants to tap into this 30-minute bearish fair value gap. Look at the 5-minute. Yeah, here's the 5-minute. Looks like it's just chopping up right now. It's just kind of grinding up. I want to see that pop. I want to see it pop up and then boom, spike down. That's what I'm waiting on. See how we're kind of grinding our way up. At some point, you're going to get a pop. What I'm waiting on is I'm waiting up for that pop up. I want it to pop up, take out these highs, tap into this 30-minute bearish fair value gap, and then drop. Might not get it, but that would be a really good setup if we got it. Raya, relax. It could push through the fair value gap. So that's why I wait on confirmation on the lower time frames. If I don't get confirmation on the lower time frames after it taps into this bearish fair value gap, I won't enter it. Right? So I'm waiting on it to tap up into here. And then once it starts tapping into here, I'll drop down to the lower time frames and look for an inversion fair value gap back down. Right? If I don't get that inversion fair value gap, then I won't have an entry. And then it could just push through. But yeah, we'll see. It got real close to tapping into that 30-minute, but it didn't do it. Color code of your chart. Yeah, the candles are green, and then the bullish are green, and the bearish is black. The background's white. I don't look at ES. I just focus on NQ. Explain what the 30-minute bearish fair value gap is. Yeah, man. So if you look right here, you see this candle right here. The bottom of this wick doesn't meet the top of this wick right here. It leaves a gap in the middle because the bottom of this wick right here, the bottom of this candle, the wick doesn't touch the top of this wick on this candle. So that area in between, that's a fair value gap. Right? I'm on the 30-minute time frame. It's bearish because this candle right here is black. It's a bearish candle. So that makes it a bearish fair value gap. So the idea behind it is when we come up and tap into this bearish fair value gap, it should act as a resistance. It should come up here, tap into it, and then act as a ceiling, right? It should tap it and start to reject from it and come back down. So that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting to see if we can tap up into here. I'll drop down to the lower time frame, and then I'll try to find an entry back down. Is there not a 1 hour IFVG bullish? No, there's not. There's not. You see, if you're looking over here, you can see there's multiple fair value gaps, right? So that's why I always say look for the cleanest, because there's one fair value gap right here, and it did inverse it, but you got to pay attention. Look right here. There's another fair value gap right here. And what did it do? It came up, it tapped into this fair value gap, and boom, it did as it's supposed to. It acted as a resistance. It tapped into this fair value gap, and it started to come down. See that? So it tapped into this gap right here. There's two. There's one right here, and there's one right here. That's why I like to look for one singular. I switch up time frames, and I find one singular fair value gap. It tapped into this upper one and started rejecting back down. But let's see if it'll come tap into this 30-minute bearish up here. Yeah, Otis, that sounds good, man. 807. We'll see. Tommy said, is that a breakaway gap? Which one? This 30-minute? Right here? I'm hoping not. I hope it comes back and taps into it. Hope it comes back, taps into it, and drops. I mean, it could be. If it doesn't come back and tap into it, I guess you could say a breakaway gap, but I don't know too much about that stuff, man. I just keep it simple. I keep it simple. The bearish candle fair value gaps, they're supposed to act as a resistance. The bullish, they're supposed to act as a support, and that's what I play. It works for me, so I don't want to study anything else right now. I found something that works. I'm just going to stick with it. Somebody wants to see my color code settings. Here you go. This is the green. 548658. That's the green candle. There you go. Appreciate that, Kenny. Yeah, man. Trading's hard enough. Trading's hard enough. I think you should keep the strategy simple. No, Pollock. I use different stuff. I mean, I use fair value gaps and liquidity are the main thing. So you see lows and highs. I mark out lows and highs, super obvious lows and highs, and then fair value gaps. Fair value gaps give me my bias, and then I enter on the lower time frames on something called an inversion fair value gap. But I keep it super simple, man. Keep it super simple. This bearish fair value gap is supposed to act as a resistance. If we come up into here, I'll look for an inversion entry on the lower time frame, and the inversion is my confirmation. That's my confirmation to get in a short if it'll come up and tap into here. Exactly, Pollock. Keep it simple, man. It doesn't matter what strategy you trade. A good trade is going to be a good trade no matter what strategy. Right? If it's a good trade, there'll be support and resistance. There'll be, a Fibonacci retracement. It don't matter. If it's a good trade, it's going to be a good trade on whatever strategy you use. But if you want, I made a free PDF. If you want it, you can download it. You can click the Service Plus button, or it's pinned in the comments. I made a free PDF on my entry model. If you want it, you can download it. Slade, what do you think about supply and demand? I honestly don't know too much about it. I don't know too much about it. I mean, I kind of guess I know something. I don't know. Is this like a supply right here? Is this it's supposed to came down, maybe tapped into this supply and bounced up? I'm not sure, but I see people trading it, but I don't really know too much about it. D-Trade said, would you enter a trade before 9:30 open? Yeah, if I got a good setup. Heck yeah, Mel. Yeah, I see it. I mean, it works. Like I said, any strategy can work. Just find something that you understand and that you can point out easily on the charts. Do fair value gap usually tap or go through the zone after after is shortly created. I'm not sure. I don't understand the wording in that. Sorry. So you trade ICT? I mean, kinda. I never watched the ICT, but I trade the fair value gaps and liquidity, lows and highs. But I don't know too much about like all the other stuff. All I know about are fair value gaps and liquidity. So like once it takes out a major low or a major high, a lot of the times you see a reverse back the other way. So like look at this. Let me show you an example right here. Liquidity. We took out these lows. We came down, took out these lows, and what happened? We got a big bounce up, right? So we took out these lows and bounced it right back up. Andy, I know ICT, I don't study all the concepts. I don't know all the concepts. I don't really care either. I don't care. I found something that works and I'm just running with it. Been working for me for years now. Just trading the same thing. What up, Power Trader? What's going on? Grant, I trade on whatever time frame's the cleanest. Right now, I see this 30-minute fair value gap, and I'm just waiting on it to come tap up into here. And once it taps up into there, I'll drop it down to the lower time frame. But there's no reason for me to stay on this lower time frame and just watch it when I'm waiting on it to come up to this 30-minute fair value gap anyway. So I'm just going to stay on this 30-minute fair value gap so I don't get, enticed to take a trade. If I stay on the 30-minute, I know exactly what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on it to come up to tap into here. So I don't get tricked in all the foolery on the lower time frame because I'm waiting on this 30-minute to come get tapped into anyway. Appreciate that, Power Trader. Derek said, is this your main income source? I mean, I make a lot from it. I also run a jewelry business. I run a jewelry business. I make a lot of custom rings and stuff. Custom rings and jewelry. User, you could take a trade up to there, but I like to take 1 to 2 trades a day. So I kind of wait on my best setups. It doesn't have, the reason I'm not taking a trade up to this 30-minute bearish fair value gap is because it doesn't have to come tap into it, right? It's not like, hey, it has to come tap up into here before it drops down to here. It don't have to. It would just be better for me if it came up and tapped into here. It'd be a better entry to come down, right? It could just come down without tapping into here. So that's why I'm not taking a trade up to there. I'm hoping it comes up to there, but it doesn't have to. MK5, new to trading. It depends. So this is a bearish fair value gap. So it should tap up into here and come back down. If it was a bullish fair value gap, then it would go up. Exactly, exotic. Acts as a resistance from going up. A user said, do you mark out previous day highs and lows? I mean, yeah. So like a lot of the times these lines I mark out will line up with the previous day lows and highs. I also have a little indicator I turn on sometimes. But you see, I got a line, both lines I marked out line up with the previous day low and high. So these two lines right here, it's the previous day low and high, and it lines up anyway. I didn't even know it till I marked it out. So I turned on this little indicator. But I got an indicator here. It just shows, I turn it on sometimes. It marks out the London highs and London lows, Asian highs, Asian lows. But I turn it on every now and then. Username. So where should you start if you want to learn trading as an absolute beginner? You can start on YouTube, man. YouTube University. You can learn a lot just on YouTube. We report this guy spamming. Dude, it got real close to tapping into there. It didn't tap it, though. Nah, it got real close. It didn't tap it. It got real close. Elias, I'm waiting on it to tap into this 30-minute bearish fair value gap, and then I'd be looking for a short. Nah, I haven't made a trade yet. Haven't made a trade yet. If you want to download, I made a free PDF. It's got my entry model. If you want it, you can click the Service Plus button, or it's pinned in the comments. So if you want to download it, you can download it for free. How can you trade before 9:30? Futures. Futures, you can trade 23 hours a day. Peter said, what's your RR each trade? It just depends. I try to get at least 1-to-1, sometimes 1-to-5, you know, 1-to-2, 1-to-3. It just depends on where my levels are. What's the best way to learn trading in 2 weeks? Ooh, you're going to be studying a lot. It's going to be hard. I don't know. Because you can think you know what you're doing, and then out of nowhere you're going to run into some problems. Appreciate the follows, appreciate the subs. Yeah, you can know what you're doing for 2 weeks in trading, and then the next 3 weeks will be terrible. Yeah. You got a long road. My advice would be just find one strategy and focus on it. Only don't get on if you find one strategy you like, only focus on that strategy. Because if you start looking at different strategies, it's going to mess you up. Yeah, Isaac. My discount code's always Slade. It'll always give you the best discount code. Slade. I'm trading with Hypertix right now. They got a really good discount over there. They got a really good discount over at Hypertix. I got a $10,000 payout last week. I'm working toward another payout. And look at it coming down now. Got real close to tapping into this 30-minute. Man, if it just would have tapped into there. It got real close. Let's see. I'm going to be waiting still. Trade NASDAQ. NQ. I'm bearish till we hit this, at least till we hit 877.50. I'm not saying it can't drop lower. It can. But clearest target for me is right here. 877.50. I mean, it could drop lower. Don't get me wrong. I just go for the cleanest targets. So if we tap into this 30-minute bearish fair value gap, I'll be looking for a trade to come back down here. 877.50. One question, the PDF, is that a good strategy? Yeah, the strategy I trade every day. I trade it every day. Same strategy. Works out very well. Brian, what's Hypertix drawdown rules? I trade the instant funded accounts. It's 20% consistency. It's the instant funded accounts are basically like the standard for the instant funded accounts. So same rules as any other. It's just they're cheap. Mizuki, on the instant fundeds, they don't. I don't think they have them on any of them. There's no activation fee either on Hypertix. What's a good price point to start for beginners? What do you mean? Mar says it's cool to be rich. Yep, it's cool, but keep in mind, man, good thing hit me at church yesterday. He said it's, what'd he say? What was that? What's that verse, man? It's, what's that verse? It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't want to say it wrong. Hang on, it's going to come to me. Something about, the camel one, the eye of a needle. It's easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. How's about that, man? You know how big the eye of a needle is? You know that little string? You feed it through that hole. It's easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. Let's see. Yeah, that's it, Evan. I'm waiting. If we can come tap into this 30-minute bearish fair value gap, I'll start looking for shorts. Back down. MOH VNDS, this account pretending to be you, Slade. Can't nobody be Slade. They can try. They can try, but they can't be me. Mar, because it's fun. I like streaming. And it's good to have multiple sources of income. I got multiple sources of income, man. Dude, multiple sources of income. I run a jewelry business. I have rental properties. I got stocks. I do trading. Dude, people around here, they don't even know, man. They're like, Slade, how do you do so much? How do you do so much, Slade? You just do it. You just do it. People should really look into that verse. It doesn't mean what it sounds like. What does it mean? What does it mean? Let's go. Kind of remind me of Cyclops from X-Men with those glasses. Let's go, dude. Yo, appreciate the sub. Northern Bimbler with the sub. Let's go. Somebody was asking about the PDF. Yeah, I made a free PDF of my entry model. If you want it, you can download it. Click the Service Plus button, or it's pinned in the chat. Or you can hit the link in my bio. There we are, tapping into that 30-minute fair value gap now. Tapping in. All right, let's start. See if we can look for a short entry down. Need an inversion. Inversion to the downside. We got a 2-minute gap right here, maybe forming. 2-minute fair value gap. Got a minute left for this candle to close. Let's go, Ajora. Appreciate it. No, I don't sell call options. I don't do any of that. I'm a lazy trader. I'm a lazy investor. I just buy the S&P every week. I play around every now and then and buy some different stocks. I bought Rocket Lab at $19. It pumped up to like 100, but it dropped back down. It's at like 80 now or something. All right. Still pumping up here. Like I said, it could pump up through this 30-minute bearish fair value gap, but I'm looking for an inversion to the downside. So this 2-minute closes in 15 seconds. It's going to leave a fair value gap right here. If the next 2-minute closes on the other side, that'll be my entry short. Okay? If it comes down and taps it and bounces up, I don't have an entry. Okay? So let's see. Let's see if it's going to happen. Call options are definitely for lazy traders like me. Yeah, dude, I need the... I just do the lazy man strategy. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm liking this 2-minute fair value gap right here. If we get a close below, I try a short. What does fair value gap mean exactly? I'll explain it a little bit later. Well, right here. You see this wick right here and this wick right here, they don't meet. They leave a gap in the middle. So that gap in the middle of those two wicks, that's your fair value gap. And since this candle right here is bullish, it's a bullish fair value gap. It should bounce, it should tap it and continue back up. I wait on these to inverse. So I'm waiting on a candle to close on the other side of this. And once it closes on the other side, I can get a short entry. Because since this is a bullish fair value gap, look, it just did it. It tapped it and bounced back up. It should act as a support. If it doesn't act as a support and it closes on the other side, hey, it just got disrespected and it should come down. But let's see here. I don't think this candle is going to close below it, this 2-minute here. 2-minute. I might have to wait on the next one. This 2-minute came down, it tapped into this bullish gap, and it bounced back up here. You see it's a bullish fair value gap? This candle literally came down, tapped into it, bounced back up a bit. So right now it's acting as a support. Can it close below it, and can it come down? That's what we're waiting on. If you don't know my entry model, I made a free PDF. You can download it for free. Click the Service Plus button, or it's pinned in the chat. But let's see here. Let's see if it's going to pump it through or if it's going to give us an entry to the downside. Yo, appreciate the sub. Appreciate it. Where are the equal lows? They're not exactly equal. They just look super obvious. So you see these two lows down here is what I'm looking at. They're not exactly equal, but they're pretty close. So anybody who got in long in this area, put their stop loss below these levels. So that's what I'm looking for. It's 877.50. I'm looking for us to come back down and take out these lows at some point. Right now we're pumping up. So you can see this is why I wait on confirmation. We're in this 30-minute fair value gap, but if we don't get confirmation to the downside, it could inverse this 30-minute fair value gap and continue up. Like Biblical said, we do have a new week opening gap up here. So that's why I always wait on confirmation. See if we're going to get this confirmation to the downside or if we're going to keep pumping up. It didn't inverse this 2-minute. You see, I was waiting on this 2-minute fair value gap to get inversed. Well, guess what? It didn't inverse it, so I didn't get an entry. Okay? It's not a problem. It saves you. Because if you just enter blindly on this 30-minute, say you entered short, it could keep pumping up. But if you wait on an inversion, then it saves you if it keeps pumping up through there. So I'm waiting on an inversion as the confirmation. I'm Just Joseph says, so if it passes the 30-minute, it's buying to the moon? Could be. You have to wait on this 30-minute. So if a 30-minute candle closes below here, it's probably going up. Since it's a 30-minute bearish fair value gap, a 30-minute candle has to close on the other side. Okay? Since it's a 30-minute fair value gap. All right, now I'm looking at this right here. Now I'm looking at this 1 minute. This 1 minute gap right here. $8 a.m. says says long all day TGR strat. Hey man, whatever strategy, as long as it lines up with your rules, man. as long as it lines up with your rules. Hi, where's your PDF strategy? Click the Service Plus button. Click the Service Plus button. You can download it for free. Or it's pinned in the comments. All right, look at this. You see? This 1 minute candle respected this bullish fair value gap. You see, I was waiting on it to close below there. It came down, it wicked below it, but it never closed below there. It came down, wicked below it, and wicked right back up. See how the candle body didn't close below there? All right, let's see. If it takes out this low right here before, let's see, man. What's going to happen? Just checking all the other time frames here. It's dumping now. So you'd be something like this. You see how it closed below there? You got to keep in mind there's a 2 minute fair value gap right here, though. Keep in mind this 2 minute gap. So you'd get in a short, and then your stop loss would be a candle closure back above this. So let's see. If a candle closes back above this, get out of the trade. If it hits this gap down here, you kind of want to move to break even. So let's see. See what's going to happen. All right, so right there, that's when you would kind of move to break even right there. See how it just tapped this 2 minute fair value gap again? It could bounce up from there. So that's why you want to move to break even. It's a bullish fair value gap. You'd move to break even because it could tap this and bounce back up again. Not really a good entry here, so I could get tagged out around break even. But if you entered closer up here, would be better. But you got to move to break even here because like that, it could bounce right back up, okay? That's why you got to move to break even. See that? Hits this 2 minute bullish fair value gap and bounces back up. Now, if it can close below this 2 minute, it looks really good to go down. Hypertix accounts got stopped out at break even also. As a beginner, this is super helpful. Yeah, man, I try to keep it simple. Like you see, I entered short there as an early entry, but I kept in mind this 2 minute bullish fair value gap was down here. So what's a bullish fair value gap supposed to do? It's supposed to bounce it and bounce back up, right? So that's why when it hit this gap, I moved to break even. Now, if it closes below this 2 minute fair value gap, it should start to dump because there's no other fair value gaps to stop it. There's no other fair value gaps to stop it. So if it can close below this 2-minute gap, it should start to dump it down. Yeah, I entered shorts. I got stopped at break even though. Like I was saying, I entered on this 1-minute inversion, but I went to break even at this 2-minute fair value gap down here, because you got to keep in mind, what are these fair value gaps supposed to act as? Support and resistance, right? This was a 2-minute bullish fair value gap. So it's supposed to act as a support. And what did it do? Came down, tapped into this bullish fair value gap, and boom, bounced right back up. And like I said, I'm super frugal with my trades. So even though I had to move to break even early, I still wanted to do it just in case it hit this gap and bounce back up. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so break even on the Hypertix accounts right there. Let's take a look at this 30-minute. 30-minute closes in 6 minutes. I don't think the 30 minutes going to close above here. So the 30-minute would close above here and start getting bullish. But I don't think it's going to. The Mateus, I mean, yeah, man, if your system says long, hey, go ahead. You know, but I got a system, and you see, I mean, even though it was break even, right? It's, you know, it didn't get stopped out. So I take a lot of break evens, but I also take a lot of wins, man. I take a lot of break evens, but I also take a lot of wins. Trading NASDAQ, NQ futures. Yeah, I mean, it could go take out the London highs. We'll just have to see here. It's still respecting this original inversion. So you see, it hasn't closed back above there. So we'll see what's going to happen. Ross, I just use whatever, you know, lines up. However big my stop loss has to be, that's how many micros. I usually risk around, you know, it depends on what size accounts I'm trading. On a 50K account, I'll risk $200 to $400. But yeah, it's getting about time for me to head off. I'm going to be working on the Discord this week, and then next week I'll be trading live for the New York session. I'll be trading live for the New York session next week. I made a free PDF of my entry model. If you want it, you can download it. Just click the Service Plus button, or it's pinned in the comments or the chat. And then, yeah, man, check out Hypertix. I'm trading with them. Got a $10,000 payout with them last week. Use code SLADE. Super cheap, good accounts. And if you get to a payout, you get a free premium TradingView subscription for free also. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the little analysis here. I did try a trade this morning, got stopped at break even. But hey, I'll be looking for another trade in the New York session. So join up in the free Discord if you can find it. It's a little private, but yeah. Everybody have a good day. I'll see you.
Trades by Slade on the screen, money flowing like a dream. Shots go up, shots go down, go gangster rules this town. NASDAQ flashes in his eyes, trading fast, catching highs. Buy low, sell high on Q, go gangster, always knew. Go gangster making gold, every trade, every hold, money rain from the sky. Go gangster touching high. Candlestick, red and green, biggest trader ever seen. In the zone, no time to rest. Go gangster, simply the best. Tick-tock, the time goes by. Golden games reaching sky. Every trade winning more. Go gangster, hear them roar. Gangster making gold, every trade, every hold. Money rain from the sky. Go gangster touching high. NASDAQ flashes in his eyes. Trading fast, catching highs. Buy low, sell high on Q. Go gangster, always knew. Go gangster making gold. Every grade, every hold. Money rain from the sky. Go gangster touching high. Candlestick, red and green, biggest trader ever seen. In the zone, no time to rest. Go gangster, simply the best. Tick tock, the time goes by. Golden gains reaching sky. Every trade winning more. Go gangster, hear them roar. Market open, bells ring loud. Go gangster draws a crowd. Live stream booms, money rolls. Aiming for those trading goals. Oh God, 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 oh God. Candlestick, red and green. Biggest trader ever seen. In the zone, no time to rest. Go gangster, simply the best. Tick tock, the time goes by. Golden gains reaching sky. Every trade winning.